My name is Sara Elma, and I will be your trainer through this writing classes. I think there are some more people on the way. Let's just begin. They'll join when they can. For the purpose of this writing training class, please note that we will be learning techniques of a very specific kind of writing today. That is the question that you're going to face, no matter what course that you're going to apply for, whether business or health and social care. We're going to talk about both of them. Now, before we begin, before I start writing on this blank page, can you write in the chat box which course you're applying for, business or health? Just write business if you're going for business course, or health if you're applying for the health course. Write in the chat box, please, which course you're going to apply for. So the purpose of me asking you to write things in the chat box during the class is to see that whether you're present. If you're not present, this class won't be beneficial for you. All right, so if you're here, if you're engaging, I'll know that you're present and I can interact with you. So only 2 people have written their answer so far out of 5. All right, we can work with that. We can work with that. Now, it's not complicated. That is the first thing that I'm going to tell you. It's not complicated. It's very basic what you have to do. You have to show the examiner something in your writing that you can do. You can do a very specific, you can show them a very specific kind of skill set. All right, that's all. That's what they're looking for. Very basic things that you are able to do. Now, first of all, the first thing that they will see if you can do is use capital letters. Whether you can capitalize your sentences, whether you know how to use capital letters. Very basic, very rudimentary, but important. Whether you know where to put capital letters, whether you know where not to put capital letters. If you're forming a sentence that I want to study in health and social care course. Now that's the name of the course, so you should capitalize it. However, if you are writing, I want to work in the health and care sector, that is where you do not capitalize your words health and care. See, that's the main issue, whether you're putting capital letters where you need to or whether you're not. So it's basic, but it's important. Whether you know that you have to capitalize. Secondly, punctuation. More specifically, commas and full stops. Whether you know how to use these two. Again, very basic, but very important. If you're with me so far, please write yes in the chat box. If you're with me so far, please write yes in the chat box. And if you're not, if you have questions, you can just ask me. Only Anne-Marie seems to be with me so far. How about the rest of you? Are you with me so far? If yes, please write yes in the chat box. All right. I hope you'll be more assertive in the class. Okay. The next thing is spellings. Your spellings need to be correct. Now, if you're writing a word that you're not sure about, then don't write it. If the spelling is wrong, that will be a negative impression of you. If basic spellings are wrong, that can be a bad thing. All right? They expect very correct, very basic, but very correct spellings from you. That you have to focus on. And if you have an issue with spellings overall, I'd suggest you start practicing. All right. So now, thing is, your spellings might not be, see, we all make mistakes, one or two here and there, maybe 3, 4, but more than that, more than 3 or 4 mistakes might be a bad thing here, because they expect very basic, again, but very specific things. Next, sentences should be simple. Keep your sentences simple. You can use some conjunctions and but, stuff like that, but try to keep them simple, because what happens is sometimes we try to complicate things. We do try to complicate things and make mistakes in the process. Sometimes we try to write a compound sentence structure, but we can't exactly figure out where to put the conjunction, and sometimes we make mistakes like that. Keep your sentences simple. That will be all. You don't need to complicate things. You don't need to write complex sentences. Just simple sentences, writing down what you're thinking. Lastly, very important, linking words. Linking words or connectors. Connectors are words or phrases that connect your ideas. If I'm talking about an example, if I'm about to write an example, I will start my sentence with the words, for example. If I'm asked to give a few reasons for something, for example, why do you want to do the business course? I'll write, first of all, this phrase, first of all, that's a connector, a linking word. And these connectors, these linking words, make your essay, make your writing an academic piece of writing. That's all it takes. Putting some good linking words or appropriate but basic linking words, they make your answer academic. Now, the essay that you're going to have to write to apply to this course, do you think it's an academic essay, like a formal piece of writing? If you think so, please type yes in the chat box. And if you don't think it's an academic piece of writing, type no, please. Hmm. Yes. The essay that you're going to have to write is an academic piece of writing. So far, if you have any questions, please ask me. I think all of you are muted, so if you want to ask questions, you'll have to unmute yourself. So if you have any questions, please unmute yourself and ask me, please. Okay. All right then. Now, keeping all this in mind, let's try something. Let's try writing something. For example, let me introduce myself. I am Sara Elma. Live in Beijing, China. So if I ask you to introduce yourself in the same way, can you please write that in the chat box? Please introduce yourself like this in the chat box. Two minutes should be enough to write 2 sentences or less. Can you please introduce yourself in the same way in the chat box? All right, we have one. Barry Neal. After England, there should be a full stop. There should be a full stop. Anne Marie. After London, there should be a comma. After the city, if you're writing the country, you should put a comma in between. Carrie Ann Davis. There should be a full stop at the end of your name. See, look at your text in the chat box. Apps. Great, great. You've corrected it and reposted it. That's great. And Carrie Ann Davis, Ms. Carrie Ann Davis, where do you live? Please add this part as well. Please add this part as well. See, very basic things, commas and full stops and capitalizations, but we sometimes make these mistakes. When we are writing, we should not make them. All right? Okay. Full sentences, madam. We are trying to see how we can write an academic piece of writing. So full sentences. If you're talking in full sentences, if you're writing in full sentences, that would be a good practice for you. All right, Mr. Martin, I should be in capital. I should always be in capital. These are very basic mistakes. So if we're making them, it gives a negative impression of us. Right. This looks good. Okay then. Now, so far, if you have any questions, please ask. See, we don't have many people in class today, and I'm sure you have questions. Whenever you have a question, please ask me. Well,
do you put a full stop after Carrie Ann Davis, you said?
Yes. Yes.
Oh, okay. Full stop. And is the Davis supposed to be capital D?
Yes. Yes, madam.
And the rest is small letters.
Yes, the rest would be in small letters. Only the first letter of your name will be in capital.
Okay.
The rest would be in small letters.
Okay.
Okay.
So.
Okay. Once we're done with this, let's move on. Any other questions from anyone? Okay. All right. If not, then let's move on. Now, when we are talking about linking words or connectors, how do we use them? The question is, how do we use these? It depends on what you're trying to say. Linking words, using linking words is always dependent on what you're trying to say. For example, I'm Sara Elma. I live in Beijing, China. So if I'm asked, what are the challenges I'm facing in living here in Beijing, China? What are the challenges that I'm facing here? I'd probably say that since I've come here a year ago, the first challenge I have faced is that I don't speak the language. I don't speak Mandarin or Cantonese for that matter. I don't speak the language of this land. That's my first challenge. So first of all, I do not speak the language. And secondly, or moreover, people stare at me whenever I go out, at least in this part of the city. I don't live in the center of Beijing. I live a little outside of the fifth ring. So whenever I go out to do whatever, maybe buy groceries or run some errands, people stare at me because there aren't very many foreigners out here. And however, there are some people that I've met who are very helpful and nice and who have accepted me. So overall, in conclusion, I like living in Beijing. Now, these are the challenges I face. However, I do have some good memories. So to conclude, I like it. How would it look if I were to write it down? Now, challenges
Um,
in your city. So maybe that's the question. How do I answer it? All right.
Mute. It's Kerry and asking another question.
Yes, madam.
When you put in the date, do you put the 28th of the 10, 2025?
Month, date, then year.
Or you put the month first, then the, say that again, please?
Yes, you want to put the month and then the date and then the year then the year, right?
Or you put the month first?
Okay. I
No,
think that's how Americans.
I'm asking you which one do you put first?
Oh, I'd put the date first, always. Date, month, year.
Okay.
That's how I do. Americans do it like they put the
Oh,
month first and then the date and then the year.
oh, so you do it same way like England, okay.
Uh, in England, do you put the date first or the month?
They put the date first, and then the month, and then the year.
It's an international, it's a global format. Americans do it the other way. In China, they sometimes put the year first, then the month, then the date. Just like flip it.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's standard. That's standard. But you can put the date and the month and then the year. It's fine.
Okay.
That's the standard. So yeah.
Okay.
All right, getting back to the work at hand. So first of all, the first challenge, I do not speak the language. There is a language barrier for me. So moreover, or secondly, let's use moreover, people stare at me. People stare at me wherever I go. Around here, because I am a foreigner. And there are not a lot of people around here like me. However, I have found few people who have accepted me. So in conclusion, I like living in Beijing. Look at this, just a little piece of writing, but there are some connectors. These connectors will make your writing an academic piece of writing look like a very formal way of writing, and that's a good thing. Any questions about the use of connectors or linking words?
Yeah, because when you put more forever in the middle and then you put a capital,
Yeah.
are you allowed to do that?
This one?
Yeah.
Yes. It's capital because it's after a full stop. Madam,
Okay. Okay.
I'll zoom it a little bit more.
Mm.
See, there's a full stop here.
Oh,
Whenever you're writing something after a full stop, you have to make the first letter a capital.
okay. Okay. I understand now.
It's not only for proper nouns like places or people's names or something like that.
Okay.
Every time there is a full stop, after
Mm.
that, the first letter would be a capital.
Okay.
So, use of connectors. Any other questions about these connectors?
So on the comma, we're not sure where we put a comma.
Where do you put a comma? Well, after linking words, you should put a comma, first of all. And where do you put the comma? Whenever there is a break in whatever you're trying to say, like not a long pause, but just a small pause, there should be a comma.
Oh, okay. Understand. Oh, when there's a pause, like a little gap.
Yes, like a little gap.
Okay.
Like, for example, when I wrote the name of the city that I live in, I took just a little gap and then I wrote the name of the country. That's a standard way to put a comma.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Hmm.
Now, if I ask you the same question, what are the challenges you face in your city? Can you write something like this in the chat box? The same things, the challenges that you are facing right now in your city. Can you write in the chat
Hmm.
box something like this? Can you tell me about it?
Okay, in the chat box, okay.
How about I give you a few minutes, say 5 minutes, 4 minutes, 5 minutes to write something like this?
Okay. Just a small one like that, isn't it? Okay.
This is your question. What are the challenges you face in your city?
Mhm. Mhm.
Write in the chat box. The answer to this, please write in the chat box.
you have any plans for today? Yeah, after this. I'm gonna spend the birthday with grandma. Okay. Which light box is ours? The first one. The first one when you go out? Yeah, I have to show it to you. It's weird because out there it says £30, but then in here saying it's £10. I don't get it. I don't understand it, you know? You need to call them to clarify it. To check the That's what time. Mm-hmm. You sure it was in the kitchen, not in the box? Yeah, this side in the kitchen, I think. If I plug in the thing. Let me double check.
All right, I think we're about done. I'm only waiting for Mr. Martin at this point.
Okay.
Ms. Davis,
Yeah.
maybe write it in one text, like one paragraph.
I was
3
trying to
messages.
I was trying to do that, but it keep on jumping off.
I'm so sorry.
You keep on jumping off. That's why that happened.
Understood. Understood. Let's see. Let's look at what you've written. I'll just add these to the first text you sent. Okay. I'm not facing any challenges. You mean personal challenges. I think you mean personal challenges, Ms. Anne-Marie. So, see, I'll just correct a bit so you know where you're making your mistakes. I'm not trying to criticize you. All right?
Yeah. We don't mind. Yeah, wait. Correction. Yeah.
So, any personal challenges in my city at present? However, as a community, there are lots of challenges such as unemployment, youth crimes, and problems with the police. Great, great. One. All right. That's actually great. Give me one moment. The last one is here. Okay, let's move on. The semicolon, honestly, Ms. Davis, you don't need it. You don't need it for this purpose, for this training. You don't need anything other than comma and full stop. If
Okay.
you're using a piece of punctuation, make sure it's used correctly. For
Okay.
example, the semicolon used was not appropriate. All right, it would have been a mistake. Okay, and like this one as well. When we're writing, we use full forms of everything. Like when we say something, we say it's, but when we write it, we write it is. That's how formal things are written. It is very expensive. Okay, again, the use of semicolon wasn't right. The people, you mean the people are very nice?
No, not.
Are not very nice.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the people are not very nice. First of all, it is very expensive. Moreover, the people are not very nice. So if you were to use some connectors, maybe that's how you could have used it. I'll write it down for you.
Mm-hmm.
The people are not very nice. Full stop. It's always raining. Full stop. You have to pay for everything. See, the H in this have should not be capital. Same goes for everything. Both of them should be in small letters.
Mm-hmm.
Only when there's a full stop before the letter, it should be a capital. So
Okay.
that's what your writing should look like.
Mm-hmm.
Let's move on. First of all, I'm very well known in my town. T should be in small letter, Mr. Neil. People seem to stop me quite often to talk. However, this is very enjoyable for me as I like to talk and to find out how they're getting on in life. In conclusion, I love my town. T should be again small. So should the C in conclusion. All right. The question was, what are the challenges you face in your city? So, Mr. Neil, a little bit of relevance problem is what I see here. That is also one of the things you should always remember. Whatever you're writing, it should be related to the question that you're being asked. So what you've written here, it doesn't answer the question itself. What are the challenges that you're facing? You're supposed to write about the challenges that you're facing. If you're having a very good time, personally, great. I like Ms. Anne-Marie's approach to this. She doesn't have a personal challenge, but there are challenges in the city. So these are related. Maybe you could try approaching the question like that as well. I'm not facing any personal challenges at this point, but there are challenges that we as a community or we as a city face every day. Something like that. So, Mr. Neil, if you're hearing me, the question is not what you've answered. Okay? I am. All right. I do not speak the language. I think that's what you mean. You do not speak the language. First of all, you do not speak the language. If you go outside, if you go outside of your home, people are surprised. People are surprised to see you. I think you mean that people stare. So, sir, but some of them are likely. Some of them like you. I think that's what you meant. You're having quite a bit of a problem with spelling, I think. Some of them like you. You want to stay at. I'm not sure how to pronounce this. Is this the name of a place? If this is the name of a place, the spelling doesn't matter. You'll know better than I. Okay, so this is how it should look. All right. Now, does anyone have any questions so far about this? If you have a question, feel free to ask, please. Okay. All right. Now, when we're talking about this, let me ask you a couple of questions. Do you know how many letters at the least you have to write for this essay, for the writing essay, writing task? Whether it's for the business course or for the health and social care course, do you know how many words you have to write at a minimum? Nobody? 350. Okay. You know, you can unmute and talk to me as well. I'd actually prefer that. Chat box is for things, tasks that I give you, and sometimes to check whether you're actually in the class and listening.
Okay.
But
sorry, I was going to say we haven't been given that information, so I'm not aware how many numbers we need to write. We've not been given that information.
all right, you have to write 350 words at the minimum. And I'm very sorry to know that you have flu. I hope you get well soon, Mr. Neil. All right. You have
Wait,
to write.
is that what do you mean? Is that 350?
Yes. You have
Okay.
to write 350 words minimum for this essay. Now, it may sound very daunting. It may sound like something that you can't do. You can. You can. It's not that complicated. 350 words, if you know what to write, aren't that many words. Honestly, if you're sure about what you're going to write, there aren't that many words. That's what we're doing here. We're going to figure out, we're going to brainstorm what to write in that essay. All right, Anne-Marie, do you know how much time you'll be given for this essay? For this one essay?
Haven't been told.
It's 45 minutes.
It's an hour. It's about an hour. All right, 1 hour to write 350 words. All right. Now, in today's class, we're going to discuss both the question for the business course and health and social care course. We'll start with the business course. That does not mean that those who want to apply for the health and care course, you should not engage. Brainstorming, writing down what you're thinking, giving your reasons, it's the same for both of the courses. It's just the subject matter that's different. But what you're going to write, for example, you both have to write an introduction, a conclusion. There should be a few body paragraphs. All right? And the question is always going to be the same for both of you. Okay. Let's move on. Now, you will have to write 350 words minimum in 1 hour, and the candidates for the business course will be answering this question. What are the challenges in business? And if you are a manager, how would you resolve those challenges? Now, whether or not you're going to apply to the business course, can you think about challenges that a business might face? Let's brainstorm. if I'm asked the same question, what challenges can a business face? My first reason or my first challenge would be staff issues, problems with the people who work in that business. Now, can you think of any and tell me, or write in the chat box if you can't tell me? Just one or two keywords. What challenges can a business face? We call them what you're saying, what you're calling audience is customers, right? So customer complaints. So maybe people sometimes have complaints about a business. That's a challenge. Financially. That's a result. Honestly, a business struggling financially is the result of issues that the business is facing. So why is it facing financial challenges? What could be the reason? For example, especially after COVID, technological challenges. Technology is a big change, not in business, but I think in everything. Like this training course is completely online. Okay, what else? What other problem can a business have? Yeah. All right, I'll help you out for now. Let's say managing time. So 4 should be enough. Now, let's brainstorm these. Why these are problems and how we can solve these. But before that, the first paragraph will always be an introduction. The first paragraph will always be an introduction. All right? What do you write in the introduction? Just some things like there are many different or difficult challenges in business. A business can have a lot of different kinds of challenges. So they need to deal with that. Businesses need to deal with those challenges so they can be successful, right? What are some of the common challenges? Write down all those. Some common challenges are these, and these. And then the second question, if you are a manager, how would you resolve those challenges? As a manager, it would be my first priority, or a good manager will understand these problems and try to solve them. Introduction basically gives an idea about what you're going to write in the entire essay. That's how a good introduction works. It doesn't have to be complicated. It's very simple. Whatever your question is, answer that in the introduction. Done. That's all you have to do. Your question is, what are the challenges in business? You list out these challenges. As a manager, I would resolve them. And how you would resolve these problems, that you will explain in the body paragraphs. So let's write it down. Many different challenges in business. A business must need to deal with those challenges successful. Simple enough. Now, what are these challenges going to be? Some common challenges are the things that we have just talked about, brainstormed a few minutes ago. Those, just write them down, are staff issues or staffing, customer complaints, technology, changes in technology. Technology itself is not a problem, it's the change that comes in. Changes in technology and managing time. These are some of the common issues. Yes. As a manager, I will try to understand and solve issues like this. We've written an introduction. Next, we will write body paragraphs. There should be one body paragraph for every problem. If you're talking about 3 problems, you should write 3 body paragraphs. If you're talking about 5 challenges, there should be 5 body paragraphs. However, you have to focus on keeping your word count to the requirement, right? So let's see, how many words is this? 44 words. Introduction already has 44 words. So if we are using 50 words on an average for every paragraph, 50 to 60 words, you should be able to cover 350 words for one essay. Okay. Now, the first body paragraph should be about staffing issues. So far, are you with me? If you're with me, please write in the chat box yes. So far, if you're with me, please write in the chat box yes. Okay. Let's write the first body paragraph. Now, when we are talking about issues like these, what do we write? We explain why this is an issue. For example, what do we mean by staffing or staff problems? Why is staffing or staff problem a challenge in business? We explain that. And then we say how, as a manager, I would resolve that challenge. I would tackle that problem. All right? Now, when you're writing, write what you're thinking. Except for the words here and there that are not part of this, just write what you're thinking that this means. What does staffing problem mean in business? For example, every worker is different. Some workers are faster, some workers are slower, some have a gift of getting along, some might not get along at all. So they have disagreements and they have good times. They work, they get along. They sometimes don't get along. So all of these things are present there. But when workers have disagreements with each other, they cannot keep up with each other, it becomes a problem. And when it becomes a problem, it affects the business. It cannot run properly, right? That's the issue with staffing. If, let's say, in a restaurant, there are 4 servers. 2 of them are very fast with and very efficient with their work. 2 of them are, let's say, lazy, or they are not that fast for any reason. Now, the faster workers will start feeling some resentment or some sort of way toward the slower workers. For example, the kitchen might be very fast in getting out all the food, but the servers are not working well enough. So there can be a problem between the kitchen workers and the servers. There can be an issue between them. As a manager, you're supposed to solve these problems. So what do you write? As a manager, I would sit down with my staff. I would have meetings with them. I would listen to their problems. Those who need training, I'll train them. And I'll make sure that when they're working hard, that is respected, that is appreciated or valued. See, you don't have to use big words. No need. If you want to write, I will appreciate or I will value my workers, that's fine. Completely okay. It's the thought that you need to communicate. All right? Whatever I've said so far, does anyone have any other ideas to counter it? Like if I've said something that you don't agree with, tell me. If you think what I've discussed, told you, because you're not discussing with me. So what I've told you, if you think that is good enough to write in the essay, please write yes in the chat box. If you think I've covered the problem, I've covered the entire idea, please write yes. If you have something else to add to it, please tell me. Okay. So let's just say if you're not writing no, it's yes. So how do we write? First of all, one big challenge is managing staff. In a business. Every worker is different. Some are slow. Are fast. Some staff get along while some don't. Well, some do not. When disagreements among staff
It's cold.
among staff or workers, there is a negative effect or a bad effect on the business. As a result, business cannot run smoothly or properly. I seem to have made some spelling mistakes. Cannot run smoothly. As a manager, I would have meetings with my workers where I listen to them, help them with their problems. If you want to make this complex sentence a simple one, absolutely. I would have meetings with my workers. I will listen to them and help them with their problems. I will train my workers to work together better. So if they could work together, they wouldn't need that training. So they need to work together better, and I will train them for it. We'll make sure to respect and value their hard work. This would make the staff work better and business will flourish. Business will be better. Business will boom. So the challenge is staffing, and this is why now. So far, if you have a question, if there's something that you cannot quite understand how it happened, please ask. I wish you'd talk to me, even if just to tell me that there's no problem.
Excuse me, do you hear me?
Yes, I hear you.
The last word with business will boom. It means business will success. Is something like that? Success.
It will become successful, more successful, yes.
Ah, yeah, same, yeah. Understand. Okay.
All right. If you have any other questions, please ask. All right. Let's say the next 3 body paragraphs will be about customer complaints, technology, and managing time. I've prepared something for that. So for customer complaints, the body paragraph should look something like this. Another challenge in business is keeping customers happy. Customers are very important because they help the business grow. If a customer is not happy, they might go to another company. As a manager, I would make sure my team gives good service. We must always be polite, listen carefully, and solve customer problems. When customers are happy, they come back again and tell their friends about the business. All right. Changes in technology, that body paragraph should look something like this. I'd let you read. this body paragraph is for time management. So we have 4 body paragraphs for 4 challenges in business. First of all, we have managing staff, and then we have customer complaints, keeping them happy. Then we've discussed new technology or changes in technology. And then lastly, we have body paragraph on time management. The last paragraph will be a conclusion. You must always write an introduction and a conclusion in your essay. And whatever you're explaining, you should explain them in the body paragraphs. 1 body paragraph for each problem or factor that you're explaining. Okay, so in conclusion, what do we say in the conclusion? Honestly, what we've said in the introduction, we can just change them a little and put in the conclusion. It's a summary of what we've written in the essay. An introduction is sort of what you're going to write in the essay, and the conclusion is what you've written in the essay. It's a summary. Both of them are summaries. So they're very similar to each other. So in conclusion, what do we write? Whatever the problem or the challenges might be, a good manager can solve them, right? A good manager can solve any problem that they face. What happens when you solve problems as a manager in the business? Does the business run better or does it not? What are the effects? Can anyone answer that? All right. So the business grows and does better under a good manager. The business can grow better. Good manager. So let's talk about the factors the problems that we have already talked about. Let's summarize them. So how does a good manager do all this? Solve the problems by helping staff, keeping customers. You can write satisfied, but you don't have to. If you're not sure about the spelling, just write happy. By keeping them happy, by using better technology, and managing.
All right, can I just ask a question? When we're going to be doing this test, we're going to be doing it at a computer, aren't we?
No. You're going to write it.
It's going to be handwritten.
Yes, yes. I'm coming to that. Give me a few minutes and I'll discuss that. All right. So by managing time well, business can become more successful under a good manager. There's your conclusion. Very simple. Always keep it simple. You don't have to use big sentences, big words, advanced, complicated words and sentence structures. Just keep it simple as you can. There will be some words that you'll need to know the spelling of and the use of. For example, when we're talking about technology, there's not a very good synonym for it that you can use. So you'll have to learn words, some words like these that you can't actually replace with any other word. All right, so let's see, how many words is this? Oh, 361. It's well above 350. So yeah, we've done it. So now, the question that Ms. Anne-Marie asked, you're going to have to write this essay, all right? This is a sample that we have done in class. Now, you're going to send me this same essay written in your own words. I'll give you this PDF, yes, because it's a sample, but please don't copy paste from this. Write the same answer and send it to me, but in your own words, in your own writing style. All right? You cannot copy paste this in the exam. You can't memorize. That's not how it works. All right? You'll have to write your own essay. Because if it reads like you've memorized it, and trust me, whenever you're memorizing something, the output will have a lot of mistakes. Those mistakes will cost you your application. So I want you to read this, see how it's written, how it should be written, and then write your own essay. All right? After you've written it in a page with your pen, take a picture and mail it to me. Okay, so I'll give you
Sorry,
the...
can I ask why is it handwritten when all of your assignments are all going to be on a computer, and nowadays that's what people use? Why is it handwritten?
I wish I could give you that answer, honestly.
Okay.
This is why your homework to me will be handwritten, because that's how the exam works. So what you're going to do is write it down, take a picture. Please take a clear picture. See my glasses, they're very thick. So if your picture's blurry, I'll have a lot of trouble checking it. And send to this email. Okay? I will give you this document in the chat box and you can download it. Your homework is this. You rewrite this essay. Homework is rewriting this essay.
But that is for business. What about if you're doing health?
I'll get to that after this.
Okay, sorry, I'm jumping ahead.
No problem. No problem. It's okay. It's normal to have questions. So rewrite this essay. That's your homework, and send to this email ID. You write it down on paper, take a picture or two. If you need 2 pages, take 2 pictures, send them to this email ID, please. And please take clear pictures. Don't take blurry pictures. All right. Do you have any questions?
Well, I did have, but they haven't been answered. And it was, why is it written?
Right. Okay. Thanks. Right. Save this. If you have no more questions, let's move on to the social care essay. Let's share the if you're applying for the business course and you want to leave now, if you have questions, ask me now. I'd rather you stay, but if you want to leave, if you have questions, please ask me now.
Hello, can I just ask you if we will have interview, we will use computer or a paper and a pen?
For interview?
Yeah.
The interview, from what I know, is verbal. But any questions that you have about your interview, you have a consultant, right? You have a consultant.
Yeah, I understand. I just want to know is computer or pen and paper. So basically, I bring with me pen and something like that, glasses, everything. Okay, don't worry. Okay, thank you.
I'll be very honest with you. I'm not sure about it, but you can ask your consultant about it.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you.
Now, let's talk about health and social care question. You have to do the same thing. You have to write an introduction and end it with a conclusion. And then in the middle, you'll write some body paragraphs that address the question. And after this, you will send me a homework regarding this as well. I will copy and paste the email ID here as well. If you have already done this last week, oh, he's left. Okay. Now, let's talk about this. Your question for health and social care would be, how will studying health and social care help you in your career? What is your career plan? This is the essay that you're going to have to write within 350 words. Let's write it. First, we brainstorm. Now, why will studying this course help in your career? How? How will it help in your career? What help will you get? What will you learn in this course that will help you? The answers for me? What can you learn in this course that will help you in your career in health and social care?
Yeah. Well, for me, I'm hoping that it will help and give me the right qualifications so that I can run my own health and social care business.
That will be your career plan, right?
Yeah.
That will be your career plan. So that's the second question. So it will help you set up your own business. What will you learn from it that will help in that business, or as your whatever your current role is, or as a business owner or a manager for that health and social care business? How will this course help you? What can you learn here? For example, if I were to answer this, I would say communication. See, in a course like this, you learn how to communicate with people because your work is with people, right? So the first thing you're taught is how to communicate with your people, with your clients, with people. And here, health and social care, these people are people in need. They're not like regular people, right?
Mm-hmm.
They are regular people, but they're in a vulnerable position at this point. So you're trying to talk to them. Can you talk to them like we are talking right now? Or do you have to be more patient?
More patient.
More patient. You have to be more patient. You have to listen. You have to understand. You'll have to be more polite than usual because these are people in need. For example, you'll have to talk to people who are sick, who are maybe disabled, who are elderly, or in some sort of a vulnerable position, right? So first thing you learn is communication. First thing you'll learn is communication, which will help you in your career. What other things can you learn from this
The
course?
different types of barriers affecting people.
Can you repeat that, please? Different types of?
The different types of barriers affecting people. So the different types of health needs.
Different kinds of health needs. Yes, health needs, safety.
So like, for instance, what I meant, working with people with mental health, working with people with physical health conditions.
Excellent. That can be a very good takeaway from this course that you learn. What else? What else can you learn? Like
how to support people, the best different ways of supporting.
Plus, you have to learn to work with others as well. You can't do everything alone, can you? Right? So working well with others, that's something that you're going to be taught in a course like this. Like you'll have group assignments, group presentations, group projects, partner projects that will actually teach you about teamwork. One other thing that you will learn is how to keep yourself safe while you're giving other people the service that they need, right? That's extremely important, don't you think? If you're not agreeing with me, just we can discuss. What do you think? Anyone? Either of you?
Sorry, can you just say that again?
What I'm saying is, when you're providing healthcare services, physical or mental or otherwise, to vulnerable people, you should also focus on keeping yourself safe, right? You need to keep yourself safe as well while you're providing services to other people. So if you're maintaining your own safety, your own hygiene, that will actually, enable you to give service to vulnerable people. That's what I mean. What do you think? Am I wrong or am I right? Do you have something to add? What do you think?
No, that's correct, but so yeah, because you need to know your boundaries, your professional boundaries.
Your professional, your health boundaries, your professional boundaries. Sometimes if you're not safe, you can't provide any service to anybody at all, right? So you need to maintain your own safety. Sometimes you need to be more sensitive to other people's culture, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like if I can give you an example, when I was taken to the hospital for a health emergency, the nurses couldn't talk to me because they didn't know English, I didn't know Chinese. So the nurses couldn't talk to me. What they did was use their phones to translate whatever they were trying to say to me. And because I'm Muslim, I needed a certain level of privacy from other people. When let's say someone's checking me, I don't have all my clothes on me, so I will be very vulnerable at that moment. They did provide me with curtains and everything, and mail orderlies were not allowed there. So the sensitive nature of having patients from a different culture, maybe these are also part of your own safety, your own understanding of how to be safe in an environment, in a challenging environment. What do you think? Am I right? Or
Yep.
Do you have anything to
You
add?
also need to be aware of health and safety, safeguarding,
And
the legal stuff,
that's exactly what I'm saying. Let's just say personal safety. Safety and hygiene is something. So, Ms. Anne-Marie, when you're rewriting this essay, add this paragraph, health needs, the needs that other people have regarding their health, physical or mental, how this course will help you navigate that. Add a paragraph, all right? I'd like to see you. I'd like to see your essay have one paragraph about that. All right, and teamwork. You can't do everything alone. This is something I've learned the hard way, honestly. So these are quite enough for a 350 word essay. Let's now write. First, can you give me 2 minutes? My husband just got home. Just 2 minutes, please.
Yeah, that's fine.
Thank you so much for your patience. That was the first part of your question. The next part of your question is, what is your career plan? Now, this will vary from person to person. Obviously, no two people have the same career plan figured out. So whatever your career plan is, this paragraph will be completely up to what you want, right? So one of you wants to have her own business in this field, right? A healthcare facility or a healthcare service, or maybe you want to be a social worker, maybe you want to be a nurse or a manager, managing nurses. Whatever your career plan is, what is it? And how will you use this degree to get there? That's what you're supposed to write in that body paragraph. So the first part of your question, you will have maybe 3 body paragraphs to answer this, and there should be 1 separate body paragraph for this question, right? Now let's write this. So how will it help? It will help a lot. Let's just start with that. See, I have capitalized this because it's the name of the course. Normally, when you're writing health or social or care separately, these words separately, they don't need to be capitalized, but they've come together and formed the course name. So capitalization is important here. It will help me a lot in my May I ask why you are in this career? May I ask why you're a health worker?
Like supporting people.
Support people, help them.
Yeah. Help them, yeah, to live a better life.
This field is honestly completely made up of people who help others. I don't know one person who's here for the money, honestly. No, most people have picked this career because they want to help people. They're passionate about helping people. I'm sure the same is true for Ms. Davis. So put that in here. That gives it a very nice personal touch. So we can, I enjoy helping people, especially people, especially people who are sick, disabled, or elderly. So the course will give me skills and knowledge, basically. That's all we get from courses, knowledge, apart from that, and sometimes practical practices, practical skills. So needed to work as put here what you want to do. Needed to work as a, if your career plan is to work, is to be a social worker, right here, social worker. If your career plan is to be a manager, whatever career you want to make out of this, write it. Career position. Write it here. In your essay, don't write career position. Name it. Name the position that you want to have. Right?
Wait.
So, in where do you want to work? In hospitals, clinics, care homes, listing places is basically to show that you know where you can work after you're done with this course. You have some idea where you will work, where people need support and care and support. Okay. How many words is this? 55. What is your career plan and how will it? It will help me to communicate, deal with. I'm just listing the points that we have written. Deal with health needs, maintain safety and hygiene of others as well as self, and learn to work in a team or be a part of a team. There's our introduction. Now, Ms. Anne-Marie, would you like to help me write this paragraph? Let's talk about health needs, the idea that you were talking about?
Health needs. So the
So,
course will give me an understanding of the different barriers affecting people, such as mental health,
is to
physical disability,
certain health barriers, such as mental health and what else? Maybe needs or necessities would be a better word here. Or let's say needs, such as mental health and what can we write? How can we explain this?
So, hang on, what's written? One important thing I would learn is to know certain health needs. I think it's you would learn about different people's vulnerability.
We'll learn
Because
about
there will be people you're working with. Yeah.
kinds of health issues, physical and mental, honestly. Physical and
mental,
and how
and hidden disabilities.
and various disabilities, various related disabilities.
Yeah.
So the words that you're using, the spellings are important. Whatever word you're writing, the spellings must be right. We all make mistakes, but too many spelling mistakes will have a negative effect, like I keep saying, and various related disabilities.
Can I just ask a question there? What if you have got a disability yourself, like for instance, you're dyslexic? Is there no allowance for that because it's handwritten?
Is there, can you repeat the question, the last part?
I'm just saying, because it's got to be written, if you yourself has a disability like you're dyslexic,
Yeah.
is there reasonable adjustments?
Oh, yes, you can mention that.
Mm-hmm.
You can just say, for example, I have a disability called dyslexia, which which means that I don't always write words in their correct spellings, right? I see words or write words jumbled. That's dyslexia from as far as I can tell. So you can write that if you yourself have a mental disability, when you're writing this paragraph, you can write about your own experience, that because I have it, I will be more empathetic, I will have more empathy for people who have this kind of disability. That's a very good point. You can definitely write that. Should I write it?
Yeah, you can write that.
A learning disability. It's a learning disability, yes?
Mm-hmm.
I can't always read or write words in spellings. In one sentence, do you think that's an apt summary for what dyslexia is?
Say that again, sorry?
Can you repeat that?
No, sorry, what did you say? I missed what you said, sorry. Do you think?
I said, do you think this is a good summary for what we've discussed? I have a learning disability named dyslexia, which means I cannot always read or write words in correct spellings. Do you think this is fitting?
Yeah. Yeah, that's fine, yeah.
So because of this, this helps me have more empathy for patients with disabilities and help them accordingly, or help them properly. Properly works. Help them properly. Yeah, I think this works. This is a good paragraph. It's a good paragraph. I haven't heard anything from Miss Davis in a while. Do you have anything to add to this? All right. So if this is a paragraph 4, the communication factor that we were talking about earlier. Right, to communicate. Another important thing I will learn is communicating with people. In health and social care, it's important to listen carefully and understand patients, their families, and other staff or colleagues. Moreover, I will learn to understand people's needs, explain things to them, and help my staff do their job right. Good communication is important because it will help people trust me and feel happy about the care they receive. So how the level of communication that you get from this course will help you in your future career or the position that you currently hold. If we're moving on to the safety paragraph, this is what we can write. That we can protect as a healthcare provider. I can protect myself and others. I can learn that. I can also learn, I will also learn that I have to be respectful to other people's privacy, like my patient's privacy, culture, and choices. I once heard of a doctor who, if her patients of a gynecologist or OBGYN, I think that's the proper term, who berated her patients if they didn't want to have kids. If any of her patients expressed that she didn't want to have children, the gynecologist would berate them. That's the kind of doctor we should not have. That's what I think. If I were ever to write an essay like this, I would include that example. So, giving examples from your own experience is something you can do, but do that and send to me first. Let me check your work. And wherever there may be some mistakes, I'll correct them. And then you can write that in your exam. See, this is the exact same essay that you're going to have to write in your exam, which is why I'm asking you to send me an essay written by yourself first, so I can see how you write And if there are mistakes, I can help you with them. I can correct them and you can learn that. And then the corrected essay, you can just write it at your exam. Right? All right. So let's say you want to be a healthcare provider, providing assistant, care assistant. You can just write this here. However, this varies. Like I said, this varies from person to person. So this paragraph should be completely rewritten according to your career plan, all right? According to your career plan. Like you want to be a healthcare service owner. So how is that plan going to start, or where would you start it? How would you start it? Where is it going to end? Or where do you see yourself in 5 years, 10 years? Give me a goal. Okay. Now, let's write a conclusion. So far, if you have a question or if you want to say something, tell me, ask me, please.
I just think you haven't answered the question which I asked, was why is it handwritten when your assignments that you're going to be doing are all going to be on a computer? Why are they requesting it to be handwritten?
Again, it's online class. I wish I could write this on my desk and then show you like that. But I'm typing this because we are limited by the nature of this class. But your assignments will be handwritten. The questions that I'm giving you, the sample that I'm giving you may be typed, but when you send me the homework, it has to be handwritten.
Yeah, so you haven't answered my question. I'm saying, why is the university asking for it to be handwritten when I'm talking about throughout the course? When you start on the course, it's going to be using a computer. Is that correct? Yeah, your assignments will be using a computer. So in order for us to get into this university, why are they asking for it to be handwritten?
Again, I wish I knew. I wish I could tell you why, but I don't speak for the university, right? So
okay, it's the first university that I know of doing this, and that's why I'm asking the question.
I'm not sure why they require you to write the answers instead of typing. I really am not sure. It should be a typing test, but unfortunately right now it's not. So do you have trouble writing as opposed to typing?
No, I don't, but I'm just trying to understand the reason why behind it, because I've applied for many courses in the past, and I'm just trying to find out why.
I understand.
It seems very different than anything I've applied for before.
I understand. I wish I could answer your question. I really don't know why they require this like this. Okay. If I ever find out, I'll be sure. If you give me your homework, I'll have your email ID. And if I ever find out why, I'll let you know. Is that okay?
I'll probably ask them when I go for my interview anyway. That will be one of the questions I'll be asking.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good idea. That's a good idea. All right. If I were to guess, I'd say it's because it's more convenient that way. It's much more convenient to have take this exam on paper. Maybe. I don't know. I'm completely guessing at this point. Okay, let's get back to work and write a conclusion. Now, what do we write about in the conclusion? Again, we summarize what we've already written. Like in conclusion, this course will give me more important skills, will teach me important skills and knowledge, and I'll be on my way to work in a more challenging environment or a healthcare environment with confidence. After you've done a course, you're much more confident working than you were before you started it. That is just how it works. So write that after this course, I will be more confident in my work in terms of communication skills, working as a team, following safety rules, and maintain hygiene, and meeting healthcare needs. All of that put together in the conclusion with academic words. Now, spelling mistake. Health and care. Important knowledge. Skills. I will learn, or it will teach me. Work.
Yes, Lord, life we're living there, Jesus. It's hard, this is. It's not an easy road at all. Billman. Bill.
Sorry, I just got distracted. It will teach me to work in a healthcare environment with more gain more communicative skills. I'm just listing the things that we discussed in the above body paragraphs. Maintain safety rules. Work in a team. Safety rules and hygiene. Work in a team. And meet health needs. This will help me. It will help me reach my career goals. Reach my career goals and allow me to make some difference. Allow me to make a real difference in my field. Or in people's lives. That actually sounds more appropriate. People's lives. You can end it with like you're excited to learn and work hard to have a good career, to reach your goals that you have in your career plan. So excited to work hard to successful and rewarding. That works. What's this? Let me just count. 474, way too much. Maybe we can put in 3 body paragraphs regarding how it will help you and 1 paragraph in your career plan. 4 body paragraphs. That should make it more, that should make it less of a hassle for you. So let's just say three out of 4. Let's just say 3 out of 4 factor body paragraphs. That the reasons, the ways, the factors that you write, which they can help you in the career, answering the first question. Maybe 3 out of 4 should be good enough. Or maybe you won't have enough time to write all of this within that 1 hour. Okay, so your homework is the same as the other course, business course. The question remains the same. You will rewrite this entire essay in your own words and send it to me on this email.
Okay. Can I just, I have to go now because I've got another meeting. I will do the homework. When do we need to send it to you by? Is there a deadline?
The deadline should be, yeah, 1 day. Within tomorrow, this time,
Okay.
send it.
Okay.
Just wait a moment. I'll give this PDF to you in the chat box. And
Okay,
there,
brilliant.
oh, just let me, oh, it's 29, not 30. Okay, I'll just give it to you in the chat box. Please download this. Please download this.
Just downloaded it. Yep, I've got it.
All right, great. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, I ran a little late, 8 minutes extra. I'm sorry about that.
No problem, no problem. Thank you so much.
All right, then. Take care. Ms. Davis, do you have a question before we sign off tonight? Today. If either of you have any questions, please ask. Okay, then.
I'm not so fast with the assignment, so can I have a bit longer? Cause till tomorrow, cause I work as well, you know.
Okay. How about 2 days?
2 days, yeah, at least, yeah. Okay. And if I need any extra help, what do I do?
Mail me. Give me a mail in that email ID, and you can join more training sessions. If you need extra help, repeat session. I mean, we have it 2 days a week, so you can join a few more sessions if you want to. You want some extra.
Have you got my email?
But you have mine, right? So can you please download the PDF from the chat box? There you'll get the email.
Okay.
And the question.
And if I need any extra help, I email, okay.
And join more training sessions. I'd suggest joining more.
Okay. So I have to write the essay on a paper or on the computer.
Paper.
A paper, okay.
Take a picture and send it to me. Take a clear picture and send it to me.
Okay. Understand. Okay.
Okay, then take care.
All right. Thank you very much.
My pleasure.
Yeah, thank you.